안녕하세요. 예스유학의 김동민 이사입니다.
예스유학의 윌리엄 팀장입니다.
네, 오늘은 그 보딩스쿨 올 때 생각보다 중요한 요소인 Outdoor Activities에 대해서 얘기를 해보는 시간을 갖도록 하겠습니다.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Korean parents might think it's a little bit weird that after school in Korea, students always go to Hagwon, right? But in the U.S., you go outside, right? And it's very important in the U.S. because it helps build confidence, independence, leadership, teamwork, as well as resilience outside of the regular classroom.
네, 맞습니다. 그래서 오늘은 Outdoor Activity가 정확하게 무엇인지, 어떤 종류가 있는지, 그리고 왜 보딩스쿨이 이런 활동을 좀 중요하게 여기는지 살펴보는 시간을 갖도록 하고요. 마지막으로 이런 활동이 어떤 학생들에게 좀 잘 맞는지, 나중에 미국 대학 입시에도 어떤 의미가 있는지도 좀 정리해보는 시간을 갖도록 하겠습니다. 먼저 Outdoor Activity가 무엇인지 좀 그거에 대한 definition부터 정리해보도록 하겠습니다. 그래서 Outdoor Activity 말 그대로 야외에서 하는 활동 입니다. 네. 하지만 뭐 단순히 산책, 뭐 캠핑을 의미하는 게 아니고요. 학교에 따라서는 하이킹, 백패킹, 캠핑, 카누잉, 카야킹, 클라이밍, 그다음에 스키잉, 플라이 피싱
되게 많아요. So in boarding schools, outdoor activities can appear in several different forms. Sometimes they're afternoon programs instead of traditional team sports. So sometimes they are weekend trips, and sometimes they're required orientation programming. And in some schools, they're even connected to academic courses in leadership training or environmental education. I think the important thing is that outdoor programs are usually pretty structured. Students are not just sent out into the woods to go survive, but rather they learn safety, preparation, teamwork, responsibility, as well as decision making.
네. 그래서 좋은 아웃도어 프로그램은 그냥 밖에서 나가 놀자의 형식이 아니고요. 장비도 준비하고, 날씨도 확인하고, 길을 찾고, 이런 역할도 나눠보고, 그다음에 어려운 상황에서 판단하는 경험도 있고, 학교들이 이런 활동들을 교육의 일부분으로 보는 겁니다. 그래서 보딩스쿨은 아웃도어 액티비티를 중요하게 왜 생각을 하는지 제일 첫 번째 이유로 봤을 때는 독립심입니다. 보딩스쿨은 아이가 이제 부모님을 곁을 떠나서 스스로 생활하는 곳이다 보니까 야외 활동이나 이런 것들이 아이들이 스스로 준비하고 움직이고 책임을 연습하게 하는 거라고 생각을 해요.
Exactly. And so outdoor activities also put students in situations where they can't really rely on strict instructions. Rather, they have to observe, adapt, and make decisions for themselves. That kind of learning is very different from sitting inside of the class.
네, 아웃도어 액티비티를 어떻게 한번 보면 협업이라고 보면 될 것 같아요. 아이들은 자연스럽게 팀 안에서 자기 역할을 찾아야 되는데 이게 공부가 아닌 실생활 생활 적용을 한다는 거에 되게 큰 의미를 둘 수 있을 것 같아요, 제 생각은.
Exactly. And then outdoors just build resilience, right? Students experience that discomfort, right? Where do I go to the bathroom at night? That's the first thing they probably think. They get tired when the weather changes, plans change, and through that, they learn how to stay calm, ask for help, and keep going.
무엇보다도 제일 중요한 게 본인이 이제 발전해 나가는 형식이라고 볼 수가 있을 것 같아요. 이 분야에서 약간 대표적으로 얘기할 수 있는 학교가 약간 Berkshire School입니다. 매사추세츠의 이제 마운트 에버ett 쪽의 근처에 자연환경이 매우 좋은 학교 섬 밑에 내려가 있고요. 학교 전체성이 아무래도 마운틴이라고 깊게 연결되어 있습니다.
Exactly. And you know that Berkshire actually in the spring, every single spring they have what's called the Mountain Day. And the students don't know when it's going to happen, but when Mountain Day happens, they get off of all classes and they spend the entire day outside in the wilderness, either, kayaking, hiking, or anything like that, right? And so it's built into their educational system. And then additionally, they have a special program called the Berkshire's Rit Kellogg Mountain Program. And it's a strong example of how a school can use its location as part of the student experience. This program is offered as an alternative afternoon program to traditional sports. So instead of doing soccer, you can go out mountain biking, you can go hiking, and so on and so forth. And it includes activities such as hiking, biking, backcountry skiing, canoeing, and rock climbing.
Yeah. 줄여서 RKMP라고 보통 이제 애틀릿 시즌 정도이고요. 8주 동안 5년 된다고 이제 안내하고 있죠. 그리고 이제 학생들은 이제 밖에 익스피리언스가 없어도 참여할 수도 있고 필요한 장비는 대부분 모든 학교에서 다 제공하기도 하고요.
This is incredibly important for families because students don't need to arrive as expert climbers or experienced backpackers. Rather, the program is built so that students can learn how to do it. So for a student who does not love traditional competitive sports, Berkshire's outdoor program can be a meaningful alternative. And it still provides challenge, structure, physical activity, as well as leadership opportunities.
네, 이런 부분이 상당히 중요하죠. 이러한 아웃도어 프로그램에 관련해서 학생이 다른 방식으로 자기가 자신감이나 성취감을 얻을 수도 있고요.
Exactly. And you know what I think might be fun right now?
What?
Is if we take a look at the Berkshire campus from when I visited.
Okay.
And here we are on the Berkshire campus.
안녕하세요. 저는 예스유학의 윌리엄 선생님입니다. 여기는 the Berkshire School입니다.
All right, so here we are going to the campus right now. And as you can see, the environment around the campus is quite, I would say, countryside in a way. Berkshire is kind of nestled inside of the Berkshire Mountains, where it gets its name. And so you can see here that there are no tall buildings. It's all in nature, right? And this is how they use that environment to be able to teach their students these outdoor programs. And here we are pulling into the campus right now. This long driveway, trees on both sides. It's very peaceful. It's very nice. Then on the left-hand side, you might not be able to see, but there are sports fields over there, as well as on the right side, sports fields as well. And it kind of opens up into this huge kind of open area, right? And you can start seeing buildings there, and so on and so forth. Okay, so here we are entering the admissions office. So here we are inside of the admissions office. Quaint, nice, peaceful. And here's a nice picture of the campus itself. And here we are looking at a science lab. And this is really cool. So in this building, Berkshire has a program, we'll see it right now. It's an like a flight simulator where students are actually able to get their pilot's license while at the school, opening up into the theater itself.
Okay.
And this is where they have school meetings and sort of community gatherings. Okay, and here's Berkshire Hall. This is the main building on campus, and this is where the headmaster's office is, as well as history and English classrooms are held in here as well, I believe. So it's nice. Everything felt very clean on campus. All the buildings seem to have been renovated relatively recently, and the facilities themselves were just very, very nice. And you can see here's more science and engineering. And here we are, walking over to the athletics buildings.
Oh. Sports facility.
Basketball. But what's really cool about this room itself is, remember the Ritz-Kellogg Mountain program that we spoke about just earlier? Well, they have their very own rock climbing wall.
Oh.
Right, and you can see here, this is a description of the climbing wall itself and who donated it.
Okay.
And here it is. So students, even so as they prepare for rock climbing or for hiking or for anything like that, they can do it inside of the gym during the winter, during the fall, whenever. So we're continuing on to their sort of workout areas, as well as the Hall of Fame of theirs. They've got their squash courts. Berkshire is actually quite famous in squash. Nationally renowned in terms of their squash program. So this is really cool. So this right here is their brand new dining hall. So this is the first year that they had it open. I was able to go in and check it out. Here's their snack bar.
Okay.
Nice little meeting area. This is where I believe their packages come in. This is the open sort of dining area. There's these cool booths that they have. Did you see that? Did you see the fireplace?
Yeah.
That was really cool. Here we are at the library.
Mm.
And then now we're walking over to the dormitories. And so I wasn't able to film inside of the dorms for the privacy of the students. So that's why there are no videos there. But yeah, so you see, you wake up every single day with this clean mountain air And then in the back there, we'll see in a little bit, there are just tons of trails up on the mountain that students are able to go and hike at their free will. Look at that, you see that? That right there is a telescope, an observatory, to be able to see space and the stars and study them as well. All right.
또 두 번째로 그러면 이제 저희가 Frederick Gunn이라는 스쿨을 좀 볼 텐데요. 아마 Frederick Gunn 같은 경우에는 아웃도어 라이프가 또 이 학교의 아주 오랜 전통과 연결되어 있는 학교입니다.
Exactly. One of Gunn's well-known traditions is their all-school walk. And so the school connects this tradition to Frederick Gunn's 42-mile hike to Milford, Connecticut in 1861. Today, students take the day off from classes every fall for an 8-mile hike. What is that in kilometers? 8 miles.
그래서 봐 17km, 18km.
Wow. I mean, that's incredible. And so Gunn also connects outdoor learning with academics. For example, it offers a nature writing course where students study New England essayists and poets while spending the time outside observing and exploring the natural world.
네, 그래서 약간 프레드릭 건의 흥미로운 점이 아웃도어 프로그램 단순히 이제 운동에만 머물러 있지 않고 네이처 라이팅처럼 자연을 관찰하고 읽고 쓰는 수업과도 연결돼 있다고 하죠.
Exactly, and the school even offers an honors class in outdoor leadership, which includes hiking, backpacking, and a senior capstone project focused on sustainability, adventure, and independence.
특히 이 학교 같은 경우는 이제 리더십에서 경험 속에서 배우고 싶은 학생에게 잘 맞습니다. 활동 속에서 책임지고 준비하고 약간 판단하는 경험을 좀 쌓을 수 있기 때문이죠.
That's right, and I think I know that you know what's coming up.
Yes,
Shall we take a look at my visit to the Frederick Gunn School?
yes,
Awesome.
dying to see it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, and we're off.
yeah.
So Frederick Gunn is a little bit different. It's not inside of the mountains, but rather in sort of a residential area of Connecticut. It's quite near to Hartford, Connecticut as well. But you can see sort of like the residences here. And so I believe a lot of these are going to be faculty houses. But you might see people who have been in this town and have lived in this town for a long time and integrate themselves within the Frederick Gunn sort of community.
Oh, here you go.
But here we go. So on the right here, this is a freshman dorm, I believe, as well as there's the art center over here that we'll see in a bit. So the admissions office was, I believe, the original house of the Gunn family, and it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And we'll take a look at how they've sort of taken that space and made it their own. I was a big fan of the architecture here. You look at the stone walls coming through, the way that they sort of decorated and the ivy that goes over. And to my surprise, when I got there, guess whose name was there right on the front sign?
Oh, Will.
Will from Yesyuhak. All right, so here we are entering the admissions office.
Ooh.
It's quite nice, right? And it gives that like old sort of English, New England style like mansion. This is a really nice room of theirs. I really liked the detail of the ceiling, and so I took a nice video of it for everybody to see.
Obviously, it was the owner's house before.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they built it without a lot of investment.
Yeah. Here are different upperclassmen dormitories,
Okay.
and it's situated around the sort of the center area where people they have community gatherings and such. And then we get to the gym. So Frederick Gunn is actually quite strong in athletics, and so they put a lot into emphasis into their athletic program. Here's one of their outdoor fields. They've got tennis courts, and then their really nice turf field. And from what I heard from the student tour guides is that they have lots of community sort of parties out here, gatherings and so on. So they use this space very well as their basketball court. Okay, so here we're walking back up, and we're going to take a little bit of a look at one of the main academic buildings, as well as the dining hall here. So this is the Lizzie and Jonathan Tisch Center for Innovation and Active Citizenship. This is a sort of a new building and program that they've put in terms of getting the students to become a part of their community. And so this building, they have these great classrooms, as well as nice space for students to sit and study and hang out, as well as on the outside, they can come out and have a bonfire. Here's the Center for Academic Excellence, and then we're walking into the dining hall. I thought this was really nice. They have to sort of show their all the flags and all the students, and look whose flag is right there.
This.
Front and center, the Korean flag.
Then
And here's the dining hall.
probably they renovated recent.
Yeah, it looks quite recent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And here we're walking into the art center. Now, this is also relatively new, as you can tell.
Your facility is one of the top
I would say so.
school.
I think Gunn's campus and facilities were one of the ones that I was very surprised by, right, when I got there. So that was my visit
Okay.
to Frederick Gunn.
세 번째 학교는 이제 Thacher School입니다. Outdoor Program은 이야기할 때 빠질 수 없는 학교이기도 하죠. 특히 Thacher 학교의 이제 홀스 프로그램은 좀 약간 많이 독특하죠. 신입생들이 9학년 때 첫 주에 말을 배정받고 1년 동안 승마를 하며 새벽 6시에 일어나갖고 말똥부터 치우는 뭐 이런 여러 가지 그 초라고 하죠. 그런 이제 말을 키워야 된다는 점에 약간 포커스가 맞춘 것 같아요. 이렇게 큰 동물을 키운다는 거에 대한 책임감과 그리고 이제 교감, 전반적으로 이제 승마를 하면서도 그 말을 관리하는 게 오히려 더 힘들거든요.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Whenever we talk about the Thacher School, everyone just says, oh, it's the horse school. I know that one. But that's not what it's about. It's not about riding horses equestrian style. But rather, they're, like you mentioned, they're expected to care for the horses every day. Go out 6 o'clock in the morning and shovel up the waste that the horses are leaving in their stalls and getting to know the horse sort of on a personal level.
웨스턴 스타일의 이제 라이딩 위주이기 때문에 대부분 다 학생들도 처음 배우는 거라서 크게 뭐 그런 걱정하실 필요는 없으십니다.
Exactly. It's like cowboy riding. And so Thacher also requires every student to take a horse packing trip during their first year. So students learn knots, techniques, and safety protocols for packing a horse or burro during a multi-night trail ride in the Los Padres National Forest.
그리고 이 트립이나 백패킹 같은 것들을 하다 보면 자기 스스로 좀 내려놓게 되는 경우가 되게 많아요. 그리고 이제 이런 여러 캠핑을 하고 난 직후에 이제 골든 트라이얼 월더네스 스쿨이나 뭐 아웃도어 오리엔테이션 같은 것도 많이 진행을 합니다. 아웃도어 액티비티를 좋아하는 학생이 아니면 솔직히 반대로 잘 안 어울릴 수가 있습니다. 근데 이런 활동들로 인해서 학교가 학생한테 가르치고 싶어 하는 건 뭐냐면요. 공동 책임감, 나의 공동체 의식, 그리고 이런 것들을 적응한 훈련을 시작부터 시작을 하기 때문에 이런 거를 좀 주의 깊게 보셔야 될 점인 것 같아요.
And I think it's really hard to kind of imagine it as you're listening to us speaking. And so I thought it would be a really good idea to just take a quick look at what it looks like for a student to transform over the course of 1 year.
Oh, that's very Western.
It's very Western. It's very, very American.
If you cannot see the California flag, then you think that's kind of Texas-ish?
Right? Probably.
I recognize the California flag because I was there.
I see. Yeah, and so you're looking at the students, right? And you're thinking to yourself, there's no way they didn't know how to ride when they first got there. But during the first semester, students don't actually play sports. What they do is every single day they go out and they learn how to ride the horse, be sort of one with the horses, as they might say. And so at the end of the year, in the spring, they have a huge festival called the Big Gimhana. And what happens is they bring all the families out, all the parents out to go and see and show their parents what they've learned throughout the year. And I think one of the biggest changes that happens with students is that they become much more confident. They're able to fall off the horse and then get back on, learning these sort of hard life lessons.
그리고 생각보다 이 홀스가 사람한테 이제 교감을 훨씬 많이 하는 동물이라고 합니다. 그래서 작은 말부터 시작해서 중간 그리고 큰 말 이렇게 나눠서 맡긴다고 해요. 이런 부분들이 태처 스쿨의 가장 큰 장점이자 가장 시그니처 중에 하나인 것 같습니다.
네.
또 분명히 말씀드리자면 아웃도어 액티비티 하나를 했다고 해서 보딩스쿨 합격을 또 결정되는 건 아닙니다. 입학처에선 여전히 성적 추천서, 영어 능력 인터뷰, 학교 핏을 좀 종합적으로 봅니다.
Exactly. And I think what's more is that it makes the students' experiences far more interesting. When they're going off to college, they have to write essays, right, about interesting experiences that have changed their life. And learning how to ride the horse or doing this 8-mile walk every single year or going out into the mountains of the Berkshire is going to provide a lot of cool thoughts and perspectives on life that could go into sort of college applications as well.
저희가 중점을 두는 점은요. 아웃도어 액티비티가 좀 지원 사안에 의미가 있으려면 아무래도 그냥 등산을 좋아 이 정도에서 끝나는 게 아니고요. 그 등산을 통해서 어떤 태도와 어떤 성장을 좀 보여줬는지, 어떤 역할을 맡았는지, 어려운 점은 뭐였는지, 그리고 어떤 자연환경에 대한 관심이 어떤 환경 프로젝트를 이어가는지 이런 부분을 좀 더 확장시키는 게 되게 많이 필요한 것 같아요. 저희가 학생이랑 학교 리서치 미팅을 할 때 저희는 최대한 그 학교에 가지고 있는 장점, 여러 가지 프로그램, 여러 가지를 안내하는 역할입니다. 근데 이제 학생이 저희가 안내할 때 본인 혼자 유튜브만 보고서 상상하기 쉽지 않아서 저희랑 같이 자료도 찾아보고 여러 영상도 보고 여러 가지를 이제 같이 얘기를 하면서 이제 본인한테 이게 맞는 거지. 근데 다만 이제 학생들이나 학부모님은 다양하게 이제 참여를 시키기가 쉽지 않죠. 근데 보딩스쿨은 이런 것까지 다 고려해서 안전한 프로그램을 참여하게끔 이루게 하는 거고요. 그게 제가 봤을 땐 보딩스쿨의 가장 큰 장점입니다.
You're exactly right and well said.
Thank you.
Shall we wrap this up?
Yes. 오늘은 아웃도어 액티비티에서 좀 알아봤고요. 중요한 거는 우리 아이하고 학교가 잘 맞는지 핏이라고 생각을 합니다. 오늘은 아웃도어 액티비티 편으로 마무리 짓도록 하고요. 여기까지 김동민 이사,
William 선생님.
였습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.